Hi there. Continuation from yesterday, short story ideas based on what you absolutely know. So you got your workplace. Lots of different kinds of workplaces, aren't there? There's the service industry, which can be shops. It could be a call center. Um, you could work in an office. Maybe you're doing something a little bit more of a one-to-one stroke creative type thing where you work with a small team to produce, I don't know, movies, adverts. If you work at home, then you must presumably have some sort of an office space. If you were, say, an artist, then making YouTube videos, then you would have a studio where you paint or do your other creations. Wherever it is, if you do any kind of work to earn money, then you've got some sort of a workplace. And workplace consists of the actual room or environment where you work and the people or lack of people that you work with and your tools. So, again, if a story consists of problems and the protagonist trying to overcome them, there could be problems with the environment, heating, lighting, etc. Same as at home, all these same considerations apply. How scary is your workplace? How scary could it be? And what is automated there that could suddenly go wrong? The sprinkler system, for example, and too much light, too much heat, freak weather, you getting cut off, or being called home, or needing to go home. The equipment can always go wrong. How does this hinder your protagonist's stated goal for the day or get in the way of their life? Demands by their fellow employees, interactions with their fellow employees. Perhaps one of them is very, very upset, and it becomes a kind of a Sherlock Holmes Watson type of story where your protagonist is Watson trying to solve the problem or help out on an ongoing basis with a colleague's life problem, and thereby acting as a kind of a journal entry writer. So one step removed. And then, of course, the whole horrible bosses thing. I'm sure there are nice managers. I worked for one or two, but in my time, particularly when I worked in the IT industry, a lot of, particularly the middle managers, I'm sure they were reacting to pressure, but they tended to behave in a very pompous and uncaring manner. And maybe that's part of the job description. Maybe it's part of the kind of person that makes a good middle manager, but didn't sit well with me. And a lot of people I know rarely get on with their bosses, but I'm sure that, well, like I said, I did work for one or two very kind bosses. They were very considerate and they were nice, but a lot of people seem to shed their humanity at the door and they became job orientated and you were nothing more than a tool. And then they would spout things like, our staff are our greatest assets. So there's that, and then there's the work itself. What can go wrong with the work? For example, might you be asked to do something illegal or a bit dodgy? Might there be consequences? Might you have to take the fall for something? And then what happens if, say, the job suddenly comes to an end? How does you, as in your protagonist, deal with that? What do they do as a consequence? How does this affect their life? A lot of bigger stories like The Fight Club, If you know that movie, that involves somebody who really doesn't like his job, and one day he spectacularly walks out. Okay, we're at the 5 minute mark now. So that is the workplace. The tools obviously can go wrong. We looked at that. Colleagues can provide problems which your protagonist has to overcome, and the environment and the job itself. You know, square peg, round hole. What does the protagonist do to overcome this? And like I said a couple of times, this can be one of up to 3 problems in your short story that weave together to create a unique story and a rich texture. Okay, I want to keep these as short as possible because I just found out that YouTube want to shove adverts in the middle of anything longer than 8 minutes long. And I don't like these adverts at all. When they appear in the middle and somebody's paid for a 9-minute advert in a 7-minute video, it gets a bit like, especially since YouTube are keeping the money for themselves because I have had enough subscribers and viewers. Oh, talking of which, turn those buttons blue or whatever color they go if you find this useful and you think other people might as well.